Talking a crazy amount of muscle here. I'm talking so much muscle that you have imaginary lat syndrome where you think you got a barrel underneath here and here. I'm talking crazy amount of muscle. Can't fit into a doorway, have to wear a fanny pack 24/7. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what your goal is, and if your goal is to get all oily and sweaty and shit and hit up a beach and look at people and stare awkwardly, if that's your thing, then this video is for you. Wait. Why would I want to do that? What I'm really talking about is gaining muscle here in the most optimum way. I'm going to share my tips to you so you could get bigger.
1, 2, 3.
I know a thing or two about bulking, having done it both wrong in the past when I was very young. Show a photo. Ugh, that is disgusting. And I've also done it very right where I've gained about 20 pounds of lean muscle in a short period of time. Show me that. The key tips I'm going to give you right now are my dietary tips, which is half of the battle when it comes to trying to gain as much lean muscle in the shortest amount of time. Many people, when they hear bulking, use it as an excuse to go to Burger King, Dairy Queen, whatever the place might be, and just stuff their mouths full of food. Not so, my young grasshopper. These are the real 3 crucial tips, dietary tips, that you need to follow in order to gain muscle without gaining the stomach. Word. Eat for your body type. Do you get fat just looking at bagels? I do. Or on the other hand, are you a skinny Jimmy that needs to eat 5,000 calories a day just to even maintain weight? Whatever the two extremes are, or something in between, whatever the case your body might be, you have to eat for your body type. I'll give you a personal example. I have what's called the spendthrift metabolism. All that means is I'm very efficient with the calories that I eat. So I don't need to eat too many calories to gain muscle. That's me. It's not you. You have to know what type you are, how many calories roughly you need to eat in order to gain the most optimum amount of muscle. A couple quick tips to determine what type you are the following. The leaner you are, the less body fat you have, the more carbohydrates you can eat as your insulin is more sensitive. So the more overweight you are, you got to back up on the carbohydrates and watch and time your insulin correctly. A great evaluation tool is the stomach test. Hips don't lie. A fat stomach does not lie. So every 2 weeks as you're trying to gain size, you should do measurements all over, arms, chest, wherever you want to gain size to evaluate whether you're increasing in your size or not. As well, you want to measure your waist. If your waist every 2 weeks gains more than 1/4 of an inch, well, you're eating way too much. You better back up on the cheeseburger. Eat clean, frequently, and eat big. Simple but true. Check it out. I put the numbers in the description of roughly what you should eat to start to gain muscle. This usually works for most people. Remember, there's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but essentially it's the following. 1 gram of carbohydrate, 1.5 grams of protein, and 0.5 grams of fat per pound of body weight. Let's use an example to illustrate. Say you weigh 200 pounds. Therefore, you'd be eating 100 grams of carbs. Let's use an example. Let's say you're 200 pounds. That means you'd have 200 grams of carbs, 300 grams of protein, and 100 grams of fat. You'd consume that and you'd break it up into small, frequent meals to be consumed throughout the day to ensure that you're getting nutrients consistently. Now I should say this is a great starting point. If you find in a couple weeks that you're not gaining size, you could bump up your calories slightly, all the different macronutrients equally. However, I will say this. If you're fat in the first place and you're trying to gain muscle, it'd be much better to lose the belly fat. And so for some individuals that are very out of shape, when I say the body weight that you have and I say 200 pounds, I'm assuming it's a lean 200 pounds. If you're 200 pounds of mostly fat, these numbers will not work for you and you'd be better off losing that flab in the first place. Up your calories, kids. It's all about progress. And what I mean about progress is check it out. If you're currently eating 2,000 calories, you plugged in the numbers that I told you to plug in, and you're supposed to eat 3,000 calories a day. Well, you can't go from eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day overnight and expect not to gain any fat. That's almost doubling your calories. It's increasing it by 50%. Your body will not be able to handle such a dramatic increase in such a short period of time. So, if you've been eating, let's say, normal or perhaps a little bit under, or perhaps you just came from a fat loss phase, you're going to want to ramp up your calories. And what I mean is, let's say you eat 2,000 now and you have to eat 3,000, I say, to gain optimal amount of muscle. What you should do is take 250 calories per day every week. So if you're eating 2,000 now, you'd eat 2,250 calories for week 1. Then in week 2, you'd ramp it up by another 250 calories. So you'd increase it to 2,500 for week 2 and so forth. which by week 4 you'd be already at 3,000 calories. This way it's slowly increasing the calories so your body takes time to adjust. Your body, like anything, be it gaining muscle, losing fat, whatever, takes time to adapt and takes time to understand what you're trying to do. Muscle is a process to gain and it takes time. So merely by increasing it quickly is not the solution. Slowly ramping up. And you'll find that with time, as you gain more muscle and your metabolism increases, you'll need to eat even more calories, which is why ramping is especially important. Guys, in the end, it's all about consistency. Nothing will replace hard work and duration. Muscle will take time, but if you stick to it, you will 100% get to it. And I want to hear, if you like this video, if you want to hear 3 more tips or more tips overall about gaining size or whatever you want, I want to hear in the comment section below any questions or suggestions you might have. With that, comment, share, rate, like, whatever the hell this video. Chef Buff is out. See a new video on Friday. Until then, get the peanut butter, put it in your mouth. Don't